This episode, Going Beyond Our Own Globe, is mainly a calendar of the next 12 months in this new year. Using the positive verbs, letters in the 12 months, select what resonates with you in this yearly planner so you can focus on certain cognitive acts throughout the new year. Focus helps direct efforts rather than keeping them open-ended. Employ and reap more effective results in your professional and personal life. If you find it interesting, please feel free to share it with educators you know. And don't forget to affirm, I am constantly growing personally and professionally. Welcome back to O.R.B.I.T.S Consulting. My name is Manal Zainuddin, Global Education Consultant and founder of O.R.B.I.T.S Development Code, an approach for conscious learning and being. This podcast highlights education communities from macro and micro angles, leadership, learning, personal and professional growth across multiple disciplines. Education is holistic and as vast and infinite as the cosmos. As we bring stories, interviews, talks, projects from around this globe, I extend Plutarch's famous quote that I had posted in the schools I have worked in. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Starting with January, January. J for jubilate. Jubilate that you have lived to this day when we are subject to sickness and even death, especially during these times. A for appreciate. Appreciate the tiniest things in your life on the personal and professional level. Just like the 80-20 rule, often the smallest efforts bring forth the greatest gains. And for navigate. Navigate the tough paths with wisdom and malleability rather than with haste and rigidity. U for utilize. Look around you to locate strengths and facilities and utilize them profitably. A for acclaim. Acclaim and never conceal your right to remain happy and calm and release what no longer serves you. R for reflect. Reflect on your past decisions and choices so that they can be the starting point for better decisions and choices. Y for yield. Make the intention to yield only the good and the helpful, the wise and the fruitful. February. F for foster. Foster good life habits as much as you can because these good habits are the anchor to your health and well-being. Our lives fall apart without health and well-being. E for engage. Engage in meaningful activities on the personal and professional levels and always trust that meaningful activities never dwindle. They always grow in a way or another. B for bless. Bless everything you own, starting with your own body, your home, and your environment. Being castaway quoted, away from the basics is an indication of our fragility and hopelessness. So let us count our blessings. R for raise. Raise your standards in the way you live and work, and even communicate. Never accept the belittling and the mediocre because you deserve more. U for uplift. Uplift yourself and those around you by the simplest gestures. A smile to a stranger might trigger peace and love to you and to the person you smiled at, even for a fleeting moment. A for anchor. Anchor your purpose in life so that it can keep you in place when there are tides and hidden forces. R for rethink. Rethink certain steps you take as you build on something. You always have a revised and reviewed chapter. Y for yarn. Yarn your success story. Plan your main characters and create the theme that you want to emphasize. March. M for merit. Merit the good traits in others instead of neglecting them and reacting to unpleasant incidents. We can always move away from someone who hurt us, but we can also choose to continue valuing the good that a person once did. Remembering the good will make moving away with grace and without grudges. A grudge is like poison. Always choose not to let it in your life. A for associate. Associate your acts with what you value, not what others value, and not because no one else cares. Be your own hero. Be your own cheerleader. R for relate. Relate your problems or challenges to reasons so that you can better understand your situations. Life cannot be free of problems or challenges, so relating it to certain factors can help better comprehend the present and future scenarios in both personal and professional lives. C for construct. Construct a life based on love. Love of yourself, love of your home, love of your family, and love of people around you. Love of what you do. And if you don't love what you do, find what you love to do. H for honor. Honor your courage because there are always areas and paths in which you show courage, even with the smallest steps or acts, or those that are even unknown to you. April. A for achieve. Achieve what you want for yourself, starting with the smallest steps. Never underestimate small action steps. These small habits can build the big walls of a new home of creative ideas and achievements. P for persevere. Persevere and never quit what you start, especially that our New Year resolutions are most of the time forgotten on the 3rd or 4th month of the year. Keeping track of our actions regarding our resolutions can keep our North Star shining. R for recognize. Recognize the new beginnings that always step into our lives, and most of the times we do not notice them. This prevents us from experiencing new insights that would be very helpful to us. I for implement. Implement what is truly needed in your life, not just what is thought on the whim because others are doing that. There is so much that we can do in our lives that can bring us joy and rejuvenation, and it's always different from a person to another. L for liberate. Liberate yourself from whatever hinders your development. Release whatever holds you back. May. M for muster. Muster your efforts to accept your fears and doubts. We are going through challenges every single day, just like the entire world is, especially during this crisis. Never blame yourself for being afraid or doubtful. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, I know I am afraid of my present and the future, but this is normal in such a global period. A for attribute. Attribute your fears and doubts to past experiences and present news. Having passed through challenges in the past triggers fears because your mind subconsciously relates to that. Watching daily news and reading about all the daily dramatic scenarios put you in a fight or flight mode. Very stressful mode. It's important to explain things to your logic because your logic will continue to test you. Play the game yourself and win instead of your logic winning. Tell your logic, I am afraid of the uncertainties because I was afraid like that before and things got worse. And then add to it, I am afraid and doubtful, thinking about tomorrow, but I don't have to be, because as long as tomorrow did not come to existence yet, it means there is still a chance to see new, better things happening. Repeat this until you start accepting it. Y for yacht. Yacht in your own glory. As you choose to take the above steps or any other step that you have found yourself to work on your fears and doubts. And as you accept your fears and doubts and relate them to them through logic, you have won over your logic, proving to it that your viewpoint is realistic. It is not just a positive affirmation, it is an acknowledgement. And once this is established, make another decision. Choose to replace these thoughts and feelings with other elements in your life that stem out of gratefulness. Count your blessings, and as you do, feel the bliss, feel the glory. June. J for jibe. Jibe with your inner voice. Agreeing with your inner voice may seem to be deceiving or seen as selfishness and/or overconfidence by you or those around you. When we are at crossroads and we must make a choice, it becomes blurry and confusing. Threatening words or thoughts about jeopardizing your family and life can easily merge. One should consider all facts, especially with responsibilities and obligations, but we are also born with a connection to a divine guide. We can always reflect and ask ourselves and ask for answers. U for upgrade. Upgrade your performance. We are all performers in this life. As sons and daughters, sisters and brothers, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers, employees or business owners, we are performing tasks. Some of these tasks are obligatory, others are chosen by us. In both cases, find ways to perform in the best way that you can. We are here to live our potential and create better opportunities. N for nestle. Nestle your success stories, even the shortest and the less significant, so that you can build up self-confidence. No matter how self-confident and positive we are, there come moments when we become vulnerable. And this is part of life, but having a storage of confidence in our psyche can step in during times of need. E for evolve. Know that we are born into this world to move forwards. We are born to learn and grow. Problems and challenges bring forth our best. They stir our imagination to find solutions. When we overcome a problem, we are learning something new. Evolving does not mean development at surface level. It is development at deeper levels. And when we evolve, we can no longer go back where we have been before. July. J for join. Join networks on professional and personal levels. One of the multiple ways to gain knowledge and widen the spectrum for communication is to exchange experiences and information. U for unfetter. Unfetter your mind from limiting beliefs. Beliefs hamper our chances for growth. Believing that certain matters are fixed or lead to certain results does not have to be true. L is for lighten. Lighten up your life by relinquishing judgment. Monitor yourself for a week and observe how many times you comment about yourself and others. Judging ourselves and others makes our lives heavy with burdens of guilt and blame. Y for yodel and rejoice. Yodeling is a form of singing to people and nature in the alpine lands, and here it is metaphorically meant. It is an alteration between high and low pitches of the voice. It has more communication than meaning. Our lives are already very complicated as we juggle our responsibilities to meet expectations. This puts pressure on us as we go through our days. Letting go sometimes of the meaning and simply communicating from a point of joy with the people around us and nature, our organic source, releases tension, releases pressure and challenges, and erodes those heavy feelings and thoughts from our inner being. August. A for assimilate. Assimilate the situation around you with all its influencing factors. Think thoroughly and relate to different perspectives without biases. U for uphold. Uphold your sense of responsibility in life. Blaming ourselves, blaming others, and the general surroundings keeps us away from finding solutions. G for generate. Generate ideas about any theme you like, because this is the way to stretch your horizons and peek into the unknown of your potential. U for upcheer. Upcheer when you realize a value in your life and acknowledge it as a blessing. This makes an immense difference in your life because it opens your heart. This is sheer gratitude. S for stimulate. Stimulate your imagination and mind so that you start glimpsing new territories that you have not trodden before. Get out of your comfort zone. T for target. Target your passion and go for it. Doing what we love fuels us to present value and meaning to our small circles and our bigger circles. Without focus, we dissipate our energies. September. S for strengthen. Strengthen your capacity so that you can welcome, assimilate new experiences, and act accordingly. E for examine. Examine all the variables surrounding any situation that you encounter. This way, any decision that you take will have a strong foundation. P for pioneer. Pioneer through a skill or a talent that you possess. Never keep a talent dormant. It might be the door for a future glory. T for treasure. Treasure every moment that you spend with a loved one, a family member, a friend, or a colleague. Some precious moments may be lost very quickly. E for extend. Extend your daily activities to do what is not comfortable, what is difficult. Try to do something that is not easy at least 2 times per month. This will help you get out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself. M for magnify. Magnify your perspective of failures. Failing big is not pleasant, but at certain times it redirects us to take new steps or at least reconsider aspects of our lives. B for broaden. Broaden your view so that you can encompass other people's failures as steps towards self-improvement. Discard criticism, cynicism, and lack of attention to the full part of the cup. E for explore. Explore your surroundings to find assets that can enrich your life and the lives of the people around you. R for regulate. Regulate your path through life to create balance. Balance is essential so that you remain stable and you will flourish. October. O for observe. Observe as much as you can from life around you. There is so much to see and hear, to feel and reflect upon. C for cultivate. Cultivate your talents and capabilities and do your best to cultivate others too. We are here to show the best versions of ourselves. T for trust. Trust the process, no matter where it leads you. Do your part and leave the rest to unfold. O for orchestrate. Orchestrate your heart and mind so that you can create a balanced life, balanced relationships, balanced decisions. B for blossom. Blossom as you think of your strengths. You have more strengths than you can ever imagine. E for extract. Extract the beautiful, the positive, and the enriching only from your experiences. Leave your past pains behind. Learn from them, then just leave them behind. R for reinforce. Reinforce the goodness that is in you. Show your family, your friends, and colleagues that you do care. Most importantly, reinforce this to yourself. You were once a baby, innocent and true. Revive the child within you. November. N for nourish. Nourish every tiny thing in your life so that it does not disappear. Every big thing was small before it turned to become a huge idea or a project of a lifetime. Never underestimate small things. O for originate. Originate phrases and words that show the real you. Never underestimate your voice. V for vary. Vary your ways of seeing things, your perspectives. Learn to accept others' perspectives too. It does not necessarily mean to adopt them. It means never refusing to consider others' perspectives because they might shed the light on something that you have not seen. E for elevate. Elevate your feelings to the levels when you are less impulsive and more engaging in life. M for motivate. Motivate yourself with any good thing that makes you switch from feeling sad to feeling grateful. B for bloom. Bloom when you see others bloom. This by itself is an act of bravery and grace. E for embrace. Embrace the elderly and the children in your life because these two are 2 pure reminders of who you once were and who you will be. R for revitalize. Revitalize what has been broken, cracked, or withered. Never lose hope in what can be renewed. December. D for design. Design a quick self-evaluation that you can build on. E for enable. Enable yourself to see yourself so clearly so that you can value the good in you. C for change. Change the way you respond to things that you do not like. E for encourage. Encourage yourself to explore the unknown. M for maximize. Maximize your chances of finding your true purpose in life. B for believe. Believe in your ability to understand yourself and others. E for empower. Empower yourself through gratitude. R for reward. Reward yourself through self-value and self-celebration. And as we close this episode, I encourage you to check the calendar in a PDF form, which I will include in the description. And I also encourage you to share it with educators you know, because this can be the framework for this year's resolutions and plans. Happy New Year!